Hello everyone. Welcome to today's session of Digital System Design using Verilog STL. This is Dr. Rana and today we are going to discuss about the Verilog language levels. In previous session we have also discussed about the types of STL and we have also discussed about the various design methodologies. So ultimately we are going to use Verilog language where we will write programs to design an IC. This IC may be an application specific integrated circuit. Before implementing it on any IC processor or controller, we will dump our program on FPGA. That means we will write a program and we will upload it on the FPGA kit to check the functionality of our coding, whether we have done correct coding or not. There are various levels of design description in VHDL. These are almost same like Verilog. These are almost same like VHDL language programming. There are various levels as we can see. At the bottom, the very basic level is switch level. That is the transistor level. At transistor level, we can design the system, but it is applicable if there are very less gates involved. Another level is gate level, where directly we can use gates as the primitive, which are already defined in the libraries of Verilog and VHDL, and we can program the sequence of our desired design. Then apart from that, we have data flow and behavioral level. Let us discuss them one after one. First, let us start with the switch level. We know that at the core of all the ICs we have transistors. Normally we use MOSFET as transistors. In MOSFET we have NMOS and PMOS. The basic structures like inverters and other gates will be created by using the normal switches like transistors. Now we have seen example of an inverter. In that we use two transistors. One is PMOS, another one is NMOS. That is P type field effect transistor and N type field effect transistor. Here the difference is that in P type we get additional bubble. So what happens? How we get the output? When we give input 1, then output should be 0 because the PMOS will become off. So this thing we have already discussed. So how will be the structure? If PMOS, the first one is off, then there is no path of supply VDD towards the output. Hence we get 0 as the output. Now in gate level, there is next level of abstraction to switch is gate level, where we will use gates as already ready-made modules. Those are called as primitives. They are like keywords we have defined in the programs of Verilog. So before that, we must be aware of the functionality of gates. As the prerequisite of this subject is knowledge of logic gates and detailed study of combinational and sequential circuits. So let us discuss about gates one by one. So what we are doing? We are making these gates by using transistors. We have to write a program by using Verilog. Suppose we are talking about gate level design. So we will design a structure using gates by using our computer. Then that particular gate structure in the form of mask will be given to the system. That will be given on the chips prepared on the wafers after the processing in IC technology lab. Then these ICs are separated and packaged in different type of modes, like we have this DIP, that is dual packaging. So once these are done, we are able to use this IC, but at the core we have transistors. By using transistor we will make gates, and by using gates we will design various structures in digital logic that will be the part of IC. But why we are doing this and why we are preferring digital systems? So the entire natural signal is analog. We don't have digital signals naturally. Digital system is artificial system which is created by humans for his own benefit. But in nature, all the signals are analog. For example, if we consider if we consider an example of watch may be analog or digital. We have to communicate with environment in terms of pressure, temperature, humidity, or any other parameter which we want to convert into the system. At that time we have to interact with analog signals, and that analog signal we have to convert to the digital system. So here we have one example of analog signal and digital signal. Analog watch, we have three needles. Say we have hour needle, minute needle, and second needle. But this involves some kind of human error. So let us check it with the example of example in 3D, where we may have different angle problem by using analog system. Let us imagine an example of a watch hanging on the wall of your classroom, and the time is exactly 2 o'clock when you watch it exactly from the front view. But if someone watch it from extreme left side, may be able to see that time is not exactly 2, but there is 1 minute extra. Extremely right side, the time is not exactly 2, but 1 minute less to 2 o'clock. But the exact time is 2 o'clock. This is human eyes error. But if we use digital clock, from all the angles, exact time will be 2 o'clock. Either you watch it from front view, left side, or right side. Now let us discuss another benefit of digital system. In analog system, we require more memory space. If you might have seen the older tape recorder and cassette system, where one cassette used to have around 14 songs. There were two sides, side A and side B. At both the sides there used to be 7 to 8 songs. These 16-17 songs were mounted on a tape. I think everyone might have played with the tape of this particular cassette. This is very lengthy tape. If you might have opened its length is around in meters. In meters of length, very few songs were embedded, but now we have small memory cards. And how many songs we get on small memory cards? We get hundreds of songs in a small space. That is one advantage of digital system. Another system, we have seen that all the televisions nowadays are replaced with flat televisions, but earlier we had lengthy bulky vacuum tubes in which we used to process the input video signal. These systems were bulky and used to create heat. So there was problem of heating and controlling. By using digital system, we are able to convert it into sophisticated LCD and LED televisions. And digital systems are easy to design, and they are very cheaper than analog circuits. The hardware implementation in digital circuit is more flexible than analog system. That's why we prefer digital systems. One more reason to choose digital system is that if we talk about analog system, where the number of inputs are infinite, analog signal is continuously changing. We have to remember each and every instant of this particular signal. But digital signal values are compared with only two levels, either low level or high level. So system have to remember only two levels. But in analog, we have to remember infinite levels of the signal. In analog signal, noise is a big problem. The system which is using analog signal is more prone to the noise, but digital signal will have less effect of noise, because even if there is noise, we have to just detect the higher or lower value, that is 1 or 0. But in analog signal, we have to remember all the values. That is why if there is a noise, we cannot retrieve the exact signal or understand the exact meaning of this particular signal. What is digital signal we are talking about? We are talking about digital signal, zeros and ones. But how exactly we get that? We get that in terms of power levels. Normally, if we are using, suppose some supply voltage of 5 volt, we will have voltage between 0 volt to 5 volt. So these range from 0 to 5 will be divided into 1 and 0. VCC, high voltage, say 5 volts, will be on. 0 volts will be off. We can have ranges where we can say that 0 to say 0.8 volt or 0 to 1.5 volt is my off condition, and say 3.5 or 2 volt to 5 volt is my on condition. So if voltage is near to 0 up to 1.5, the signal will read as off. If it is above 3.5, it will read as on condition. In between, those are non-usable, and intermediate stage is neglected. We do not use this. We use only on and off condition. So if we are using power cable to supply, but when how we read the signal, the USB cable, if suppose we are applying 5 volt, normally our USBs or the pen drives are having, they work on 5 volt. So logic 1 will have 5 volt, values near to 5 volt, logic 1. If values are near to 0, it will be logic 0. In simple way, we divide signals between zeros and ones only. The entire information will be converted in terms of zeros and 1. So analog devices, the process in analog signal, we have to remember the continuous range. It is also known as dynamic range because it is continuously changing. But in digital system, we have to remember only two discrete values, either 0 or 1. Let us check one more example of analog versus digital signal. In analog, say we need to calculate the temperature. We simply use thermometer and calculate the temperature where we get analog values. But what if I want to process these values in digital systems? Then I need a sensor who senses the temperature of nature. This particular sensor will take the input in terms of electrical values. That will be analog input. It will be given to analog to digital converter. The digital output will have values between zeros and ones, and on display we can get the values on screen in terms of numbers. So signals can be analog or digital. Analog signals can have infinite number of values in a range, and digital signals can have only a limited number of values. So here we can see the exact process in short. We take analog signal, we do the sampling, we take the sample signals, very few samples of analog signal, we process them. So this signal will be converted into samples, then we go for quantizing, then we go for encoding, finally we get digital data. This is the journey of signal from analog to digital. Now logic gates. Logic gates are very important in this particular subject. Logic gates are on the primary part of all the designs. So we come across logic gates. So let us revise logic gates in brief. So logic gates may have multiple inputs, and normally it will have one digital output. So before that, let us discuss the concept of TTL, transistor logic. How digital logic gate voltage level works. So we are talking about two ranges. Either our signal will be around 0 or 5 volt. Around 5 volt it is 1, around 0 it is 0. So now when I say positive 5 volt is supplied to the circuit, then if it is going to output, then at output I get same 5 volt. That means if my input is 1, output will be 1 if it is going to the output. This is possible when the switch is open. It is not going to ground. There is no path from 5 volt to ground. So our complete 5 volt will go to output, and we say that output is 1. Now if there is a close path to the ground, then what will happen? This 5 volt will directly go to the ground. There is no path towards the output. So rather than going towards output, it will go to lower potential at the ground. So at that case, we say that output is low, that is 0. There are two standard logic gates. One is AND gate and one other one is OR gate. Briefly discuss them. Let us discuss them briefly. So for first, let us discuss logic AND gate. AND means A and B. If any one condition is true, we will not get the output. For getting output, we must have A and B satisfied. Suppose this is the symbol of AND gate. We'll have two inputs A and B, and Q is our output. The possible inputs are 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 or 1 1. We can give only digital input because we are talking about digital logic AND gate. So for these two digital input, these are the four possible inputs we can give on the either inputs. For AND gate, it is designed in such a way that the output will be 1 only if both the inputs are 1. If any one input is 0, output will go as 0. That means it will apply multiplication rule. Say 0 into 0, 0, 0 into 1, 0, 1 into 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. If there is any 0 multiplied by any another input, we will get output as 0. So, if both A and B are true, then only Q is true. The expression is Q is equal to A dot B. That is product of A and B. So, for 0, 0, output will be 0. For 0, 1, 0. 1, 0, 0. For only 1, 1, we will get output as 1. There may be 3 input AND gates also. So, what will be the change? There will be 3 inputs and 1 output. In truth table, we will get 0 until the second last position, because in each level there will be involvement of at least 1 0. 3 inputs can be divided into these 9 possible combinations. First combination is all the inputs are 0, then one input is 1, others are 0, and this 1 can keep on changing. Then 2 inputs as 1, 1 input 0. Like that we have other possibilities. But whenever there is a single 0 in the input, output will be 0 because it is a multiplication. So we'll get output 1 only at the last stage where all the inputs are 1. This is 3 input AND gate. Then similarly we can have logic OR gate. In OR gate, as name suggests, if A or B any one is high, then we will get output as high. So if my input is 0 0, so this is kind of addition. 0 plus 0, it will be 0. 0 plus 1, it will be 1. 1 plus 0, again it will be 1. 1 1, obviously it will be 1 again. So this is about OR gate. There may be 3 input OR gate. So for except first 3 inputs, all the inputs will give 1 as output because there is a single 1 in all other stages. So this is about 3 input OR gate. These logic gates can be used in the form of ICs also. There are already previously manufactured ICs for various gates. For example, this is 7432 quad 2 input logic OR gate. There are 4 OR gates inside this particular IC. This IC will look like a normal IC, but if we want to use it as OR gate, we can use it as OR gate. There are total 4 OR gates connected inside this particular IC. So then we have the logic NOT gate. NOT gate is also called as inverter. So we have inverter or NOT gate. It is the simplest gate where the input is inverted. If input is 0, output will be 1. If input is 1, output is 0. It is read as not A. Q is equal to not A if my input is A. This transistor, single transistor, is shown here as NOT gate. Here we are using NPN transistor. It is a switch. So if my input is say 0, if input is 0, this transistor will be off. Only PMOS will become on when input is 0. But if input is 0 for NPN transistor, this will be off. When this one is off, we are getting path of VCC to output, as we have discussed earlier. Because path towards ground will be open. The transistor is off. So this path is not going towards the ground. So, and if input is 1, this one will be closed. So output will be 0, because VCC to ground there will be a closed path and the supply voltage will go to ground, not to the output. Then next type of logic gates are inverting logic gates like NAND and NOR. These are very simple logic gates where NAND is not AND. Let us compare NAND gate with AND gate. This is not AND gate. That means whatever is the output of AND gate, NAND gate will have opposite to that. If AND gate output is 0, NAND gate output will be 1. The symbol of NAND gate will be same like AND gate except one bubble at the end of this half circle. This bubble indicates NOT operation. That means up to this part there will be AND gate operation, and whatever is the output of AND gate will be inverted with this bubble. So if 0 0, the output was 0 in AND gate. So what will be output in NAND gate? It is opposite to AND gate. So earlier output for AND gate would be 0, but here output will be 1. So when will be the output 0? For AND gate only output was 1 when both the inputs were 1. But here it will opposite will happen. If both inputs are 1, NAND gate will give 0 as output. All others will get output as 1. This output is exactly opposite to AND gate. So it is read as A and B gives not Q. Then NOR gate. NOR gate is opposite to OR gate. In OR gate, if any one input was 1, the output was 1. If both inputs were 0, output was 0. But it will be opposite. If both inputs are 0, output will be 1. And for all others, output will be 0. So this is logic NOR gate. Then apart from these, there are two exclusive logic gates. Those are XOR and XNOR gate. These are first, let us discuss logic XOR gate. Its long form is exclusive OR gate. So it is read as A or B, but not both gives Q. So let us discuss its output. In this we have to remember that the intermediate two inputs output will be 1 and first and last will be 0. So the two ones will be sandwiched between two zeros at the output level. So if both the inputs are zeros and both the inputs are 1, then only we will get output 0. Otherwise output will be 1. The exclusive NOR gate will have opposite output to the exclusive OR gate. Like previously we had ones if there was any 1 0. But here it will be opposite. We'll get zeros at the intermediate levels, and if both are zeros or both are ones, then output will be 1. So let us summarize basic logic gates. We have NOT gate, AND gate, OR gate, NAND, NOR, exclusive OR. These are the symbols for various gates. We have to remember all the gates for understanding this subject in programming. Logic gates are very important. Here we can see truth table summary of logic gates. A and B are the inputs 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. For AND gate we will get 1 only if both are 1. In NAND gate it is opposite to AND. So wherever we have 0 as output in AND, in NAND gate we will get 1 because it is not AND, which is opposite to AND. OR gate will have ones if there is any 1 at the input. So we get 0, 1, 1, 1. NOR gate is opposite to OR gate. So whenever there is 0, there will be output as 1. XOR gate, the middle twos are 1s. XNOR gate, the middle twos are zeros. So we also require to study the timing diagrams. Timing diagrams are very important. What we are giving at input, what we are getting at the output. For example, X is the input we are giving at NOT gate. So if input is 0, up to the time whenever we have 0 at input, at output say F, we get logic as 1. If input is becoming 1, that is high level, output will become lower level. Now for OR gate, suppose we have two inputs X and Y. At X and Y, for this particular position, input is 0, For y also it is 0. So 0 0 output will be 0. After that you can see that x is 1 but y is 0. But 1 0 for OR gate will be 1, so output will be 1. After next time instant x is 0 but y is 1, so output is 1. Similarly for AND gate, suppose x and y there are two inputs. So for x 0, y 0, output will be 0. For x 1, y 0, output will be 0. When we get output as 1, when x is 1, y is 1, both of them are 1, then only we get output as 1. Now let us discuss about universal gates. There are two universal gates, NAND gate and NOR gate. NAND gate is, say, not AND gate as we discussed earlier. So A and B are the inputs for AND gate, and after that we are connecting one inverter. So it will become Q is equal to A dot B bar. It is opposite to AND gate. And similarly we have NOR gate. So let us discuss about the example. Say first example we will discuss where there is one circuit given. One circuit is given in this example and we have to find out the output of this circuit. X and Y, there are two inputs. This X and Y are going to this OR gate. So what will be output at this particular point? We will get X plus Y. Now this X plus Y is input of next AND gate, but which is coming from this NOT gate. Y alone is going to this NOT gate. So at the output of this NOT gate we will get Y bar. Now we have X plus Y and Y bar as the input of AND gate. So there will be product of these two terms. So at the output we will get X plus Y into Y bar. So this will be the output of this circuit. The next example where we have two inputs X and Y. Both of them are connected to inverters. So at the input of X, at the output of this inverter will get X bar. At the output of this inverter will get Y bar. Both of them are given to AND gate. So what will be output at this particular line? It will be X bar dot Y bar. Right. So at the output of this inverter we will get X bar dot Y bar whole bar. So this bar and these both bars will get cancelled. So our answer will be XY. Now in this next example we have to write Boolean algebraic expression for the given circuit. The circuit is given like this. So what we have to, how can we write X? At the output of X will get X bar and next input is Y. So it will be XY plus X bar plus Y. That will be the expression. Like this we will have various expressions for Boolean algebraic expression. Now here one Boolean algebraic expression is given. We have to draw the circuit. So we have two inputs X and Y. So first we have X plus Y whole bar. So we can use one OR gate where the output is X plus Y and we have to take the bar of this OR gate. That means we can use NOT gate. We can even use the NOR gate directly. Then X plus Y bar is having AND operation with X. So X is one input, X plus Y bar is another input. So at the output we will get this expression. So Boolean expressions will be used in the next type of data modeling in the Verilog. That is part of our discussion in the next session. In next session we have to discuss about data flow. That is as the next level of abstraction in Verilog. So in today's session you have to answer two questions. First you have to write down the levels of abstraction in Verilog, and second you have to note down the universal gates used in digital logic design.